Hey everyone, welcome to Winnie Studio and welcome to another brand new tutorial. So in this video, we'll be creating a simple poster design as always in Photoshop. If you like my work and want to support me, then you can support me on my Patreon page. So I'll link my Patreon link down on the bottom. So make sure you check it, and if you haven't subscribed my channel yet, don't forget to click on subscribe. So with that note, let's dive into the video. So here we are in Photoshop, and first thing first, let's create a composition. So for that, go to File and click on New, and I will go for 8/8 inches and keep the resolution as 300, color mode to RGB and the bitrate to 16-bit, and just keep the rest as default. And let's click on Create, and then let's drag and drop this clock image over here. So if you want to download the same image, check on the description list below. I'll provide the download link for this image. Let's drag and drop this image over here too, and then let's drag and drop another image. Let me see, this one over here too. Now let's convert it as a smart object, and same thing, let's convert it as a smart object, and for this one too, let's convert it as a smart object. Now let's do some adjustment. Let's keep this layer on the bottom and let's bring that down on the bottom. Control T, let's make it a little bigger, right around this size, and same thing, Control T, let's make it like way bigger, maybe something like this size. Alright, now let's change the clock. So let's press Control T, let's make it bigger. Yep, something like that, and right click, let's do some distort like that, and let's make it a little bigger. Control T, let's make it a little bigger. Yep, and let's move this layer a little bit, maybe somewhere around here. And now let's add a solid. So go over here, add a solid, and let's change the color to maybe kind of darker color. And now let's drag and drop this image over here, and Control T, let's make it a way bigger. Let's fill this whole space. Yep, something like that. And now let's create a layer mask, and let's fill the layer mask with black color. And now let's go back to the brush, and I will just go for this watercolor splatter brush. And if you want to download the same brush pack, check on the description list below. I'll provide the download link for this brush pack. So select this one, let's do some rotation, and let's change the color to white, and let's add some patches right over here, and let's change it to black. I just want to like make some variations. Yep, again, let's go for another brush. Yep, maybe this one. Let's change the color to white. And change it to black. And you can change the opacity too, just to make some variations. So that's what I like to do. Let's select this layer and let's add a layer mask, and let's go for another brush. So I will just go for this one, and maybe I'll just go for this this explosion brush, and let's make it a little smaller, and make sure the color is black, and let's add some. Let's do the same thing for other side. Yep, something like that. Now let's add some other particle effect. So for that, let's go for this brush, or maybe let's see, let's go for this brush. And again, for all those brushes, check on the description list below for the download link. So let's change the color to kind of similar color, and let's change the rotation. This, I think this is a little too much, so let's go grab an eraser tool and let's erase some of these parts. Now let's create a new layer, and let's go for brush, and let's go for another particle brush. So let's see, maybe let's go for this one, and let's do some rotation. Yeah, and let's add one over here too, and let's change the color to kind of pure white. Now let's create a new layer. Let's add some rotation, and maybe it's a little too much. Yeah. Yeah. All right, now let's create one more layer on the very bottom. And again, I'll just go back to my favorite brush. So again, if you want to download the same brush pack, check on the description list below. And let's click on this one, and let's change the color. Let's add and let's change the opacity a little down. Yep, maybe something like that. Now let's create a new layer, and let's before that, let's drag and drop this ball image over here, and Control T, let's make it a little smaller, and let's add a rotation. Yep, maybe something like that. And now let's create a new layer and go to edit, go to fill, and let's fill it with 50% gray, and let's change it to soft light, and let's do some dodge and burn. So go over here, let's add some burn. So let's add some burn. And now let's add some dodge. So go over here, go to the dodge tool, and let's add a little dodge on this edge, and maybe a little on this side, and maybe a little over here. Alright, now let's add a new layer, and go to the brush, and let's go for a default general brush, and let's change the color to pure white, and let's drop down the size, and let's change the blending mode to soft light, and let's add a kind of glow on edges, maybe right over here, and then let's drop down the opacity. Maybe it's a little too high, and just a little touch on some of these parts. Alright, now let's add a color LUT. So go over here, click on lookup table, and again for this color LUT, check on the description list below to download this mode LUT. So select on this one and click on load. So this is what we have, and now let's go over here, let's add a color balance, and from here let's increase the red, and let's go a little more toward magenta, and maybe let's go a little toward yellow. Yep, something like that. And let's fill this layer max with black color, And now go to the brush and let's go for a general brush, the soft brush, and let's change the color to white, and let's kind of add some patterns just to give some color variations. So something like that. And now let's merge this layer, Ctrl Shift Alt and E, and let's go for filter, and let's go for the neural filter. Let's turn on the style, and let's go for let's see, yep, I will just go for this one, and let's click on preserve color, and let's click on focus object, and let's click on apply, and now let's create a layer mask, and again let's fill it with black, and let's go back to the brush and make sure the color is white, and let's get those parts back, and yeah, maybe this one. And let's get these parts back too, and let's erase those parts. Alright, now let's go back to our main layer again, and let's apply another neural filter, and this time I will just go for, let's see, maybe I'll just go for this one, or yep, I'll just go for this one, and let's click on, let's go all the way to the bottom, and let's click on preserve color, and let's click on focus object, and let's click on OK. So now let's turn on the visibility for this layer. This is what we have. Now let's add some text. So I'll go over here, let's add some text. So that's the final, and that's the wrap up for today's video, and I hope you guys learned something new from this tutorial. And again, if you want to support my channel, you can support through my Patreon page, and if you haven't subscribed my channel yet, then don't forget to click on subscribe. So with that note, I'm wrapping up this tutorial, and I'll be back with another tutorial soon. Till then, you guys take care and you have a good day. Bye bye.